Question number 4 asks you to write the following as expressions. So they're asking you to record just with numbers, operational symbols, what is the math you need to do. You'll notice it does not ask you to evaluate or solve the expressions, so there's no need to tell us what it's worth. You just have to write down the math that you're doing. In all of these, there happens to be more than one operation that you are doing, or an operation more than once. In order to show what needs to be done first, you would use parentheses. So I'll read through these. 1/3 of the sum of 6 and 3, 4 times the quotient of 3 and 4, 1/4 the difference between 2/3 and 1/2. I know for a lot of people, knowing what some of these words, sum, quotient, difference, that can be really difficult. So I wanted to start by reviewing those. So sum, when we're talking about sum, that means that we are adding. Sum is the answer to an addition question. That's the math word we use for that. Quotient means we are doing division. Quotient is the word we get when we have the answer to a division problem. When we say like 1/3 of a number or 1/4 of a number, especially if you've watched the other videos that we've already done for questions 1, 2, and 3, you'll know that that means we are multiplying. Same thing for copies. If you're making copies of something, that means you are multiplying. Difference is the answer we get when we subtract. The difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So going into that, let's look at some questions that you did on your homework in the first half of Module 4 and see if we can practice this skill. So 1/8 the sum of 23 and 17. So right here, I know that sum means I am adding. Well, what am I adding? It says the sum of 23 and 17. I'm taking 1/8 of that. So that tells me the first thing I have to do is I have to add 23 and 17 because I'm taking 1/8 of what this is together. So if I'm doing this first, I need parentheses in order to do that. And then I'm saying 1/8 of this, or 1/8 times that number. Over here it says subtract 4 from 1/6 of 42. Well, I'm subtracting 4 away from a different number. What number am I subtracting it from? I'm subtracting it from 1/6 of 42. So I've got to take 6 times 42, and then I can take 4 away from this. This is 7 times, so that's easy. 7 times what? As much as the sum again means add, a sum of what? 1/3 and 4/5. Okay, so 7 times this together, so that means I'd have to add that together first. That means I need parentheses. 2/3 of, so there's my 2/3. I know that of means multiply. Multiply what? Oh, the product of 3/8 and 16. So 3/8 times 16. Now, because the only thing I'm doing here is multiplying, I'm multiplying here, multiplying here. I don't actually need parentheses because it won't make a difference in my answer. But since my phrase suggests that I need to multiply this first, I'm taking this times the product, the answer to this, I'll go ahead and put them in. 7 copies, that means I am multiplying by 7. What am I multiplying by 7? The sum of 8/5 and 4. So 8/5 and 4. So I've got to do this first and then copy it 7 times. 15 times, so I've got 15 times means multiply. 15 times what? As much as 1/5 of 12. Hopefully that gives you a good idea on how to solve the rest of them. Good luck with fixing.